Quick question,
Pew-pew.
why is everything a subscription nowadays? Seriously, it's not just streaming services, gyms, boxes of random beauty samples, and free 2-day shipping anymore. These days, you have to sign up for a subscription and have your wallet take a monthly hit to access everything from photo editing software to doctor's offices to cannabis vapes. And that's not counting the apps that deliberately limit your experience with hopes that you'll just get frustrated and pay them money so that you can actually get the full experience. And that's also not counting the subscription service that's basically you giving a company money up front so that they stop overcharging you for their service. That's why I came to one of the startup capitals of LA, Playa Vista, to ask, whatever happened to just buying a good or service from someone?
It doesn't take an economist to figure out the short and simple answer to this question. Like most headaches that come with living in this late-stage capitalist hellscape, it's all about the money, honey.
Show me the money.
Say it with me one time, Jerry.
Show you the money.
If you know that you've got a product that's part of someone's regular routine, you can stand to make more by charging them $20 a month over time than you do by charging them $200 on the front end. And even if your customer manages to solve a labyrinth puzzle of menus to cancel their subscription before you break even, there's a host of other reasons for a company to adopt this business model.
Show you the money.
Not show you! Show me the money!
Show me the money. Show me the money.
Jerry, you better yell!
Show me the money.
Perhaps the biggest is recurring revenue. Just like you, corporations like to have at least a decent idea of how much money is coming in each month, so that they have a better idea of what expenditures that they can afford. Anyone who's ever worked freelance likely knows the stress of not knowing what your monthly income is going to be. Even if you've got some subscribers who drop off every month, you're fine as long as you can recruit enough new subscribers to make up for it. And if you're a large corporation with not much competition in a space, it's easy enough to move your customer base to a payment model that's more convenient for you, like what Adobe did. Even if you do have competition in your space though, a subscription can still be a useful tool, especially if your subscription is one that encourages subscribers to spend more. This is the mindset behind subscriptions like Amazon Prime. If you're shelling out money regularly for the convenience of having something delivered to your door, then that service is already going to be top of mind the second you need or want something. One survey of Amazon shoppers found that Prime members on average spend about 4 times as much on the site every year than non-members. And that was before a deadly pandemic saw everyone trying to get stuff delivered. In fact, it was the success of the Prime membership that made Amazon the ungodly, union-busting behemoth that it is today. Which is why everyone and their mother, father, sister, brother, grandparents, and second cousins twice removed are trying to pull off the same thing.
But this move towards a subscription economy is about more than just money. It's also about a transfer of power and ownership. Think about other things that used to be more common for people to own, but now more and more people have to lease on a monthly basis. For more and more young people, that's how they afford essentials like their home and their car. And since wages have basically been stagnant after inflation for the last few decades, it's becoming more and more the only way that people can afford certain things, be they essentials or just things that help make their life a little bit easier. And of course, people who are funneled into this monetization method no longer have a chance to own the thing that they are paying money for. Instead, they're trapped in a cycle of dependency on the people who do. And that's why it may sound ridiculous to rent things like clothing and furniture and small appliances, and yes, there are services like that. If current trends are allowed to continue, we could be looking at a future where most non-wealthy people have to rent just about everything.
But there is another side to this coin, because large corporations aren't the only one taking advantage of the monthly subscription model. If you're familiar with platforms like Patreon, Substack, or even OnlyFans, you know that this model is also something that small individual creators take advantage of as well. This not only lets an audience support their favorite creators directly, it also allows those creators, in many cases, to support themselves independently without depending on a company to hire them or a social platform to let them monetize their work.
So yeah, some of those freelancers we mentioned earlier, they're enjoying a slice of financial autonomy and freedom thanks to this monetization method. Which is why it's inaccurate to say that the subscription economy is universally bad or pernicious, since there is an upside for small upstart entrepreneurs and creatives as well. Which is why the question now is whether this is a passing fad or something that's here to stay. Because right now, there's no real rules that dictate when money should buy us something versus renting it. So right now, the only thing that's really keeping this trend in check is us. So, is there anything else in your life that you wouldn't mind renting? Is there something you rent now that you would love to be able to buy? And what's a subscription that you are not sorry for and you will continue paying for until the day you die? Sound off in the comments, and don't be afraid to ask questions.